The View is in hot water, again. And this time, it's not just social media backlash, it's a potential $800 million lawsuit led by none other than Karoline Leavitt. The unapologetic conservative firebrand flipped the script, turning their televised smear campaign into a legal battle that could shake the very foundation of the show. Behind closed doors, insiders claim panic is spreading as the show's hosts, yes, even Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, are quietly trying to make it go away. So, what exactly triggered this legal firestorm? What did Karoline say that sent their legal team into damage control mode? And could this really mark the end of The View as we know it? Let's break it all down, but first, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-time updates. Subscribed? Good, let's get into it.
Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary.
Here's how it started. Once again, The View took aim at Karoline Leavitt. Instead of addressing her policies or challenging her on substance, they resorted to cheap shots. This time, Joy Behar crossed a line, suggesting Karoline only found success because Donald Trump saw her as a 10. Not only was the comment dismissive, it completely ignored her experience, work ethic, and accomplishments. It wasn't a debate, it was a character attack. And it sent one clear message: strong conservative women still aren't welcome at their table.
Listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
And disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other BS.
Then came Whoopi Goldberg, doubling down. She implied Karoline's entire career existed only because of wokeness, the very thing the show constantly criticizes. Talk about irony. And Sunny Hostin. She added her own jab, brushing off Karoline's success as privilege, completely ignoring her actual record. It's the same tired narrative: undermine conservative women by pretending they didn't earn their place. But Karoline's story isn't about shortcuts, it's about resilience, strategy, and grit. And that's what really rattled them.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing.
The fallout was instant. Viewers lit up the internet, calling out The View for what many called hypocrisy in plain sight. One viral post nailed it: they champion women, unless that woman's a conservative. But instead of firing back on social media, Karoline made a bold move. She lawyered up and fired back where it hurts most: their bank accounts. This wasn't a Twitter feud. It was a legal power move, and it changed the entire game.
Like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a...
Karoline filed a jaw-dropping $800 million lawsuit, accusing The View of defamation, character assassination, and trying to sabotage her professional future. But this wasn't just about personal justice. According to reports, she's challenging what she sees as a bigger problem: mainstream media outlets silencing voices they disagree with. Insiders say the show's legal team is scrambling, and ABC executives are in full crisis mode, trying to manage the fallout before advertisers start pulling the plug. But by the looks of it, it may already be too late.
Agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should.
And here's where it gets really awkward. Behind the scenes, the very same hosts who once mocked her are now trying to smooth things over. Yep, Joy Behar, who ridiculed her publicly, is now trying to avoid legal exposure. Whoopi Goldberg. Sources say she's been reaching out through back channels. Sunny Hostin's legal team is reportedly on high alert, fearing she may be personally liable for millions. The tone has flipped. What started as a segment meant to ridicule Karoline may end with a courtroom reckoning. Karoline, on the other hand, isn't budging. She says this isn't just about her, it's about holding media accountable. And online, her supporters are fired up. One post summed it up perfectly: Karoline Leavitt is doing what nobody else would, forcing The View to face consequences.
Straight to the...
ABC is officially in meltdown mode. Top executives are scrambling behind the scenes, deeply worried about just how far this lawsuit could go. Major sponsors are reportedly getting cold feet. Some are even considering pulling their ads from The View entirely. Truth is, the show's been skating on thin ice for years. From Whoopi Goldberg's suspensions to Joy Behar's never-ending string of controversies, the show's credibility has taken hit after hit. Sources say ABC has already been debating whether to keep it alive, and now, this lawsuit might be the breaking point. If the hosts are privately begging for the whole thing to disappear, that speaks volumes. The show's in disarray, the network's under fire, and Karoline Leavitt. She's holding all the cards. Now it's your turn. Should Karoline keep the pressure on? Should The View finally be held accountable for what was said? And could this be the moment that finally brings the show crashing down? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-time updates.
Rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on